It's the last day of the regular season, but it's a little anticlimactic because there is no bearing on the standings whatsoever or who's going to play who in the opening round of the postseason in the Western Canadian Baseball League. Good evening. I'm Les Lazaruk with you from Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. You've got the Saskatoon Berries playing host to the Moose Jaw Miller Express. It's a marquee matchup, 1 versus 2 in the East Division standings, but that's how they're going to be at the end of the night and at the end of the regular season. The Berries will start the postseason Friday against the defending champion Regina Red Sox, and Moose Jaw will be at home on Friday to open a best-of-3 East Division semifinal against the Medicine Hat Mavericks. But for tonight, it is 1 versus 2. The Moose Jaw Miller Express with a record of 41 wins and 14 losses, 18-9 on the road, 8-2 in their last 10 games, a plus 158. Runs for and against differential against the Berries, 37-18. Lost their last 2 games in a row, 4-6 in their last 10, 18-9 here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field, and plus 178 runs for and against differential as the first pitch to shortstop Ben Wallachek is a called strike by home plate umpire Kevin Cooley. Marcus Erlinson is at first base, and Bobby Mark is the third base umpire for tonight. Hit in the air, left field, left center field. Moving over is Nick Stinson. He'll make the catch. And we have one away early in this game. And the pitcher tonight for the Saskatoon Berries is a newcomer to the team in Scott Broker. Broker joining the team late in the season. He is from here in Saskatoon, coming off his freshman year at Butler Junior College. A right-hander, and he's making his first Western Canadian Baseball League appearance. But he gets the first man out, Wallachek, and now it's Pacey Phillips who's playing second base. Phillips from Corrobert, Saskatchewan. First pitch, up high, ball 1. Phillips hitting .287, 35 hits and 122 at-bats, has a home run and 24 runs batted in. Pops this one up. Foul territory. Coming over to have a look is Mason Rell, and he doesn't make the catch. Ball blew back, and he wasn't able to track it down. So 1-1 is the count on Pacey Phillips as he's still alive. 21 degrees Celsius here at game time, 70 Fahrenheit. Winds out of the west-northwest, gusting to 36 kilometers per hour. That's around 22, 23 miles per hour under mostly cloudy skies, although the sun's breaking through from time to time. Phillips fouls off the 1-1 pitch, and it's 1-2. Braden Bennell, the first baseman, is on deck for Moose Jaw. The Miller Express, home and cooled in first place, are resting a lot of their regulars, their key regulars especially, from tonight's game, as that pitch down and in from Scott Broker, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Among those not in the lineup, Chris Franks, Thomas Soto not in the lineup, hit up the first baseline, taken almost at the bag by Gavin Panks, and there's 2 away. Braden Bennell to the plate, the first baseman for Moose Jaw. Defensively for the Berries, in right field is Ethan Murdoch. Nash Nichols is in center. Nick Stinson is the left fielder. Around the infield from left to right, it's Mason Rell at third base. Brock Laird is the shortstop. Second baseman is Giles Salinas, and the first baseman, Gavin Panks. Aiden Kilshaw, the catcher. And Scott Broker, as this is a fly ball into right center field. Murdoch going, tries to lay out and catch it and can't come up with it. Off the fence it goes, retrieved in right center field by the center fielder Nash Nichols and returned to the infield, but not before Braden Bennell finds himself on second base with a double. So a 2-out base hit for Braden Bennell, and it'll break up Jimmy Kurtz, the designated hitter. Kurtz, a left-handed hitter, to face the right-handed pitching Scott Broker. Again, Broker making his Berries and WCBL debut tonight. Kurtz hitting .322, 29 for 90 on the summer. Couple of home runs and 19 runs batted in. First pitch fastball inside, ball 1. That one was close, and as a result, we've already got the other umpires in the building already starting in. Not happy with Kevin Cooley's strike zone. 1-0 pitch. Hit on the ground towards second. Picked by Giles Salinas. He'll throw on to first in time, and that is the end of the top of the first inning. For the Moose Jaw Miller Express in the top of the first, no runs, 1 hit. There were no Barry's errors, 1 runner left on base. After a half an inning, it's Moose Jaw nothing, and Saskatoon coming to bat as you're watching Barry's baseball on FloCollege. Probably. Bottom of the first inning coming up here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Hayden Simon, listed on the Moose Jaw roster sheet as being a right-hander, but he definitely throws from the left-hand side as we look here at him on the mound. 5'9", 185-pounder from Stouffville, Ontario, in the Southern Ontario area, coming off his junior year at Oakland City University. He'll be making his 16th appearance of the season. Don't think there have been many starts because his longest appearance has been 2 innings, and the most pitches he's been throwing in a game would be 27. So this might be a bullpen night for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. First pitch to Brock Laird, the shortstop for the Berries, inside ball 1. Simon has a record of 1 win, 1 loss, a 5.19 earned run average. 17 in the third innings. That was a curveball and swung on and missed by Brock Laird. 1-1 the count. In 17 in the third inning, Simon has allowed 27 hits, 11 runs, 10 of them earned, has struck out 11 and walked 4. Hayden Simon. Change-up, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Guess the first pitch was a strike 2, and I didn't get it. So a 3-pitch strikeout to lead off the ball game in the bottom of the first inning for Brock Laird, and now it'll be Ethan Murdoch, the Barry's right fielder. 10th in the league in batting average at .362 coming into the final game of the regular season. 81 for 224. 14 home runs, 62 runs batted in, and 17 doubles. That's a ball outside, ball 1. One away. That's outside, 2-0. And now ball 3. Oh, called strike, sorry. 2-1. It looked better. Simon working quickly, bounces that one in. 3-1. Giles Salinas, the second baseman, on deck, and then Mason Rell hoping to get an at-bat here in the hole. Hit up the middle, a base hit for Murdoch. 1 out single for the Berries. Gets a man on base. Murdoch's 82nd hit of the season. Came into the game 4th in the league in that department. Here's Salinas, the league leader in batting average at .410. 84 hits and 205 at-bats. 5 home runs, 58 runs batted in, 17 doubles, and a triple. Simon's first pitch outside, ball 1. Salinas also second in on-base percentage in the league. That's outside, 2-0 from Simon. Ethan Murdoch at first. Simon the lefty. That's outside, 3-0. The thing to watch with Hayden Simon, being a left-hander, is that front foot. As soon as it comes even with the rubber, or beyond it, going backwards, there's a called strike to make it 3-1. He has to come to the plate. But if he doesn't go back to even with the rubber and steps towards first as Murdoch takes off, Salinas on the ground and throw through the hole into left field. Base hit for Giles Salinas, who's upped his hitting streak to 8 games with that base hit. Back-to-back singles for the Berries with 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. It'll bring up Mason Rell. Berry's third baseman, hitting .310, 22 for 71. Only been around for about a month. Came to the team late after his college year at Indiana State. Wanted to rest a little bit because Indiana State had a really good long playoff run. Called strike from Hayden Simon to Mason Rell. 3 home runs, 20 runs batted in, has 7 doubles and a triple in essentially half a season. Rell playing tonight in his 21st game. Change up, hit on the ground. Wallachek fields to second for 1, on to first, in time, double play, and that'll end the inning. The Berries with 2 hits in the bottom of the first. No Moose Jaw errors, 1 runner left on base. And after an inning, we are scoreless. Moose Jaw and Saskatoon, you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. hit up the middle. Laird with it. He'll flip to second to Giles Salinas for the force out. And that'll be the end of the top of the second inning. No runs, 1 hit. No Barry's errors, 1 runner left on base after an inning and a half. We are scoreless. Saskatoon and Moose Jaw. You're watching Barry's baseball on FloCollege.
Century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Back for the bottom of the second inning. And we've had some technical issues here. First, it would be a bonus, but too bad for you. You're stuck with me now as we've got everything rectified. Gavin Panks, the Barry's catcher, or first baseman, I should say. Catcher would be a reasonable thing to say because he's done a lot of that this season. Takes a strike from Hayden Simon to lead off the bottom of the second. Panks at first base, left-hand hitter against lefty pitcher, and it's a line drive into right field, and that'll fall in for a base hit. Gavin Panks now on a 5-game hitting streak, during which he's gone 7 for 13 with 5 runs batted in. Third hit of the evening already for the Barrys. Designated hitter, Josh Henson. Nathan Houston not in the lineup. Barrys have a myriad of infielders and find different ways to make sure everybody gets into the lineup, but Houston not in tonight. He crashed into the center field fence back here on Monday and may still feeling the effects of that. Henson first pitch swinging, fouls it off over top of the first base bleachers and out of play. Strike 1. Henson hitting .304 for the season, 63 hits and 207 at-bats, 11 home runs and 62 runs batted in. Hayden Simon's pitch down low, 1-1, change up. 10 doubles, a triple for Henson, who again, coming off his freshman season, hits this one on a line, left center field. That will get all the way to the fence. Being held up at third base is Gavin Panks as Henson pulls into second with a stand-up double. Henson's 11th double of the season. The Barrys have runners at second and third with nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. It'll bring up Aiden Kilshaw, the Barrys catcher. Started the year as an affiliate player, but was made a full-time member of the team, even though he's only 17 years old, back at the beginning of the month. And has not disappointed in any way, shape, or form, both as a receiver and at the plate. He'll hit this one on a line. Wallachek off his glove, can't come up with it. Panks in to score, rounding third, heading for home is Henson. Here comes the throw, and he's in safely as Gary Swan had to move forward to short hop that throw. 2-0 on the 2 RBI single for Aiden Kilshaw. Runs batted in, number 12 and 13 for the 17-year-old. So 3 hits to start the inning for the Berries. Up comes center fielder Nash Nichols. Let's go through the Moose Jaw defense while we have an opportunity. Right fielder is Caden Ransom. Jacob Mraz is in center. Neil Cole in left field. Nichols' first pitch swinging, a fly ball, straightaway center field. There to make the catch is Mraz, and there's one away. Nick Stinson, the left fielder, now coming up. Around the infield, Michael Rago is the third baseman. Ben Wallachek's at shortstop tonight. Pacey Phillips at second. Braden Bonnell is the first baseman. Gary Swan's the catcher, and Hayden Simon is the pitcher tonight for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. He'll face left-handed hitting Nick Stinson. The first pitch in for a strike. Stinson hitting .298, 48 hits and 161 at-bats. Couple of home runs and 32 runs batted in for the summer with 10 doubles. Simon breaking ball on the outside corner, 2 strikes. Home plate umpire double clutched on whether he was going to call that or not. Kevin Cooley ended up going with strike. So Stinson behind 0-2. Now Simon has his man picked off, trying to take the steal, and he'll do it. Killshaw ends up stealing the bag. He took off from first, and Simon threw behind him to the first baseman, Bonnell. His relay throw to Ben Wallachek covering at second, not in time, so a stolen base for Aiden Killshaw. That's his second steal of the season. Scoring position with 1 away. And now the line drive, and it'll be fouled by about 3-4 feet down the right field line. So still stays at 2 strikes. Two-strike pitch coming up to Nick Stinson. Off the end of the bat, pop-up, left-hand side. Third baseman Rago makes the catch for the second out. And back to the top of the order for Brock Laird, who struck out in the bottom of the first inning on 3 pitches against Hayden Simon. Our game tonight started at 7:02 with first pitch from Scott Broker. We're into the bottom of the second inning and only 23 minutes in. Simon's first pitch to Laird. Line drive, center field. That'll fall in, base hit. Killshaw around third. Here's the throw into the infield. Will be cut off by the first baseman, Bonnell. And Killshaw has accounted for everything here in the second inning. 2 RBI single, and then he scores the Berries' third run on Brock Laird's 42nd RBI of the year. So now Ethan Murdoch, who singled back in the first inning, getting his second plate appearance. A line drive foul down the third base left field line, strike 1. Action already down the left field line in the Moose Jaw bullpen. Jordan Bauer starting to warm up. Breaking ball in for strike 2 on Murdoch. 5th in OPS, tied for 3rd in doubles. A toss over to check on Laird, who has 6 stolen bases this summer. 3-0 Berries. 3 runs on 4 hits here in the second inning. Murdoch, line drive, right field, twisting and turning and making the catch. Out in right field is Caden Ransom for the third out. But the Berries do score 3 runs in the bottom of the second inning on 4 hits. There were no errors by Moose Jaw and 1 runner left on base. After 2 complete, Saskatoon 3, Moose Jaw no score. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Is up to the plate right now. Here in the top of the third inning for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, Michael Rago, third baseman, takes the ball down low and outside, ball one. That's fine. That's okay. Trying to check his swing and unable to do so on the breaking ball. In there for a strike, 1-1. Rago hitting .311, 41 hits in 132 at-bats, 4 home runs, 28 runs batted in, 9 doubles. He also has 21 stolen bases, which is tied for 5th most in the WCBL this summer. Broker's pitch bouncing in, 2-1. Michael Rago from Bensonville, Illinois, coming off his senior year at St. Ambrose University. 2-1 pitch is low, 3-1. Rago, 5'10", 180 pounds. Can also play shortstop. That's up and in, ball 4. There's our first walk of the ball game from either pitcher. Top of the order, Ben Wallachek coming up. Normally wears 13, but he forgot his jersey back in Moose Jaw. So he's wearing 23 tonight. Which means that Gio Lugo doesn't get to play. He's not, or maybe they'll just switch uniforms, if need be. There's a called strike to Wallachek. Wallachek is the kind of player that you love to have on your team. Great teammate, high energy, lots of emotion. Probably a good team leader. I don't know enough about the Moose Jaw team, but I get that impression from him as that pitch is down low and blocked by Aiden Kilshaw, 1-1 the count. Wallachek came into the game hitting .343, 59 for 172, and 28 runs batted in. Only 3 of his 59 hits are for extra base hits, 3 doubles. That's up high, 2-1 to Wallachek. From Wichita, Kansas, coming off his junior year at Missouri Western, 5'10", 171 pounds. He flew out to left to lead off the ball game back just after 7 o'clock. Hits this one in the air, straightaway center. Nash Nichols is there to make the catch. And that's one away. He'll bring up Pacey Phillips, who bounced out to the first baseman, Gavin Panks, back in the first inning. Mentioned Phillips is from Kerrobert, Saskatchewan, coming off his freshman year at Bismarck State. 5'9", 180-pound left-handed pitcher. There's a called strike, and Aiden Kilshaw thought that Rago might be taking off and was jumping out from behind the plate, ready to throw if need be. Again, Rago has 21 stolen bases, so definitely a threat to steal at first. Broker, pitch outside with a fastball, 1-1. Rago hasn't been caught stealing. 21 and for 21. Outside, 2-1. Braden Bonnell, the first baseman, on deck. Third baseman Rell even with the bag. First baseman Panks holding on Rago. One away here in the top of the third inning. Rago, good long start, head start, and he's able to steal without having to slide, not even drawing a throw. The pitch from Broker to Phillips up high, 3-1. Shortstop Laird lurking in behind Rago at second. Phillips hits it on the ground. Laird picks, throws on to first in time. 2 away. Brings up Bunnell, who doubled to right center field, just out of the reach of right fielder Ethan Murdoch back in the first inning. Bunnell with that hit brings his average up to 250. 23 for 92. 2 home runs, 23 runs batted in. Has 3 doubles and a couple of triples. Stealing third is Rago. The throw is right on the money. Killshaw couldn't have placed that any better. Rel put his glove down right in front of the bag. The ball got there and just before the hand of Rago. So guess who gets caught stealing for the first time this summer in the final game of the regular season? Michael Rago. Bunnell will come to the plate to lead off the top of the fourth inning, and for the Miller Express in the top of the third. No runs, no hits, no Barry's errors, nobody left on base after 2.5. Saskatoon 3 and Moose Jaw no score as you're watching Barry's baseball on FloCollege. New pitcher into the ball game for the Moose Jaw Miller Express will be Jordan Bauer, 6'3", 215-pound right-hander from Torrington, Alberta, coming off his sophomore year at Vancouver Island University. Bauer has a record of 0-1. Salinas singled his first time up. Pitch inside from Bauer, ball 1. Hayden Simon, 2 innings pitched. Hit in the air, left field, deep left field, going back, and you can kiss that baby goodbye. Kyle Salinas, the WCBL's average leader, has gotten on a bit of a power surge of recent. He had a home run last night in Weyburn and puts out his 6th round tripper of the season to make it 4-0. Two for 2 for Salinas on an 8-game hitting streak during which he's 16 for 26 with 4 home runs and 11 runs batted in. The man is on fuego right now. Mason Rell takes a called strike on a breaking pitch from Jordan Bauer. Hayden Simon pitched the first 2 innings for Moose Jaw, gave up 3 runs earned on 6 hits, struck out 1, didn't walk anybody. Rell fouls that pitch off, and quickly he's behind 2 strikes. Simon pitched 11 batters and unofficially threw 30 pitches in his 2-inning outing to start the game. The opener for Moose Jaw, if you will. Here's Jordan Bauer's 2-strike pitch to Mason Rell. Breaking ball, low and away, ball 1. Good crowd on hand here tonight at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. They were saying they were closing in on their best attendance for a game this season. Rell, line drive, left field. That will get down and be fielded on 1 hop short of the fence, holding him to a single. Good job, as the left fielder was way over near the line, Neil Cole, and was able to cut that off. 8th hit already of the game for the Berries. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Gavin Panks, who singled and scored back in the 2nd inning. Panks now on a 5-game hitting streak, during which he is 7 for 13. And excuse my math isn't that good, so we get to use the calculator on the laptop and say that that's a 538 average. It's a very small sample size, mind you, but hey, why not? Ball 1 outside to Panks. Covington, Louisiana product. Spoke with him after the game on Monday when the Berries lost to Regina 13-5. Team was down a little bit as there was a throw over to check on Mason Rell at first base. Panks was saying, hey, we like what we've got on this ball team. We think we can go out and win a championship. Outside to Panks, 2-0. Rell on first has 6 stolen bases. Has yet to be caught. As we throw the broadcaster jinx on him and be equal with what we did with Michael Rago from Moose Jaw, would do it to a Berries player now. There's a called strike on Gavin Panks, 2-1. There really is no such thing as a broadcaster curse. It just seems that way, that you say something and, of course, it ends up happening or goes the opposite way. Murphy's Law really comes into play more so than a broadcaster curse, I would say. 2-1 pitch, hit in the air, straight away center field. Jacob Mraz is there. He'll make the catch, and there's 1 away. Like the whole idea that you can't say a pitcher has a no-hitter when he has one on the go because you're going to jinx him. No. Same thing in hockey. When the goaltender's got a shutout, you can't say he's got a shutout. Why not? It's the fact. It's the truth. But no, you can't do that. People go bananas when you do that. I go against convention in that respect, sorry to say. Swing and a miss by Henson. Here's the throw down to second, but underneath the tag and hanging on to the bag while the tag is applied is Mason Rell. He's got stolen base number 7. 1 strike on Josh Henson, who doubled his first time up, actually. His 11th double of the year. Henson tied for 7th in the WCBL in home runs with 11. And tied for 3rd in runs batted in with 62. Hit high in the air, right center field. Outfielders moving on over, back, and it is off the fence. Rell had to wait to see if it was caught. He's turned 3rd. He's heading for home and will score easily ahead of the throw. A double for Josh Henson. He has a couple of 2-base hits, and he has his 63rd RBI as he breaks the tie for 3rd place in the league with his teammate Ethan Murdoch. Make it 5-0 now for the Berries as Henson replaces Rell at second base. Barry's got their hitting shoes on tonight. That's 9 hits already here in the bottom of the third inning. Up comes Aiden Kilshaw, who drove in the first 2 Barry's runs with a single in the second inning. Stole a base, came around to score, did Kilshaw. Jordan Bauer looking back at the runner at second. Kilshaw fouls this off. It's going to be in the stands on the third base side, and a fellow wearing a Louis Varland Toronto Blue Jays jersey had it in his hands and couldn't hang on. E to the crowd. Strike 1 on Kilshaw. Bauer sets and delivers. Change up. Kilshaw took the swing and missed on a pitch that would have been low. He's behind 0-2 now with Nash Nichols, the center fielder, on deck. 2 runs in, 5-0 Berries here in the bottom of the third inning on the final night of the WCBL regular season. Postseason starts Friday. 2-strike pitch, bounced in, ball 1. Good block by the catcher, Gary Swan. Out in the West Division, Okotoks will finish first, Sylvan Lake second, Lethbridge third, and Energy City fourth. The Cactus Rats will be in Okotoks at Siemens Stadium on Friday, and Lethbridge will be at Sylvan Lake on Friday to start best of 3 West Division semifinals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good change up there from Jordan Bauer. His first strikeout, second out of the inning for the Berries. Brings up Nash Nichols, who flew out to straightaway center back last inning. Nichols from Waxahachie, Texas. Attended Brookhaven College in Dallas this past winter. It was his sophomore season. Takes a called strike. Nichols has 9 home runs out of his 35 hits. He came into the game hitting .219. It's a little bit lower now, 35 for 161. You do the math. Fouled off, out of play. Okay, if you insist, I'll do it. Hang on. 35 divided by 162 is 216. So out of those 35 hits, Nash Nichols has 9 home runs and 2 doubles. Everything else is a single. Bluff towards trying to maybe get a pickoff at second. Nichols holds up. They'll appeal at first. And the first base umpire, Marcus Erlinson, says no swing. It's 1-2 now on Nash Nichols. Bauer sets and delivers the 1-2. Hit in the air, left center field, going back Mraz, but he's got room just short of the warning track, makes the catch to retire the side. In the bottom of the third inning for the Berries, 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no Moose Jaw errors and 1 runner left on base. After 3, it is Saskatoon 5, Moose Jaw no score. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Let's take a quick peek at the unofficial line score through 3 innings of play for the Saskatoon Berries. 5 runs on 9 hits. No errors. They've left 3 runners on base. For Moose Jaw, no runs on 2 hits. They have not committed an error, and they've left 2 runners on base. Top of the 4th inning, Braden Bunnell, the Moose Jaw first baseman, was left standing at the plate when Michael Rago got thrown out trying to steal to end the 3rd inning. Top of the 3rd, that is. Bunnell doubled back in the 1st. First pitch, and that hits him inside. And so the leadoff man is on. That one almost sounded like it hit bat, but it hit him in the helmet. So the leadoff man on, it'll bring up Jimmy Kurtz. Yes, the helmets do come in handy sometimes. Kurtz bounced out to Giles Salinas to end the top of the 1st inning. He comes in on a 3-game hitting streak. The out in the 1st inning leaves him 9 for 15 in the 3 games, a home run and 5 runs batted in. I can do the math at the top of my head on 9 for 15. That's 600. That's pretty good hitting on, again, a small sample size. Outside to Kurtz, again, 2-0 the count on the left-handed hitter. 6'4", 195-pound left-handed hitter from Buna, New Jersey, coming off his senior year at Caldwell University. This one's hit through the right field side, and a 4-game hitting streak for Jimmy Kurtz as Murdoch bobbled the ball out in right field, and that will allow Braden Bunnell to make his way over to third base. Kurtz holds at first, but there's an error on Ethan Murdoch out in right field, which will allow the Miller Express to have runners at first and third with nobody out. So now Caden Ransom, the right fielder, grounded out to third, his first time up. Infielder is playing back, exception of first baseman Gavin Panks, who's holding on the runner. First pitch strike to Ransom. Barry's prepared to give up a run on a ball hit in the infield if it goes to second, short, or third. They wouldn't mind turning 2 if they could. Pitch to Ransom on the inside corner, strike 2. Scott Broker in his Barries and WCBL debut just joined the team the other day. Added to the roster on August the 3rd, while officially Lucas Kaufman was released. Ransom fouls off the 0-2 pitch, stays alive. So that was just 2 days ago that Scott Broker was added to the roster. Meanwhile, down the right field line, there's action in the bullpen, and the Berries are wearing specially designed jerseys. It was a Design the Jersey contest. On the ground towards Laird, it's short in the hole. To second for 1. The relay to first in time. Well turned. The run scores, but it will not be an RBI for Caden Ransom. 2 away here now in the top of the 4th. Moose Jaw gets on the board. Make it 5-1. And now Jacob Mraz reached on a single back in the 2nd inning. That hit extended Mraz's hitting streak to 4 games back in the 2nd inning. Outside for ball 1 to Mraz. 1-0 pitch is a called strike, 1-1. Mraz is a switch hitter as mentioned. That's outside, 2-1. Over the last 2 years at Colby Community College, Mraz has hit .305 with 56 RBI and 8 home runs. So there's some pop in that bat. 2-1 pitch is a called strike. Count even at 2-2. Anyway, as I was explaining with regards to the special jerseys designed by a young fan, is the numbers on the back of them are not visible all that easily from a distance. So for me to tell you who's warming up down the right field line, I would have trouble doing that. We got a full count here now on Jacob Mraz with 2 away and nobody on base. Swing and a miss, strike 3 to end the inning. That is the first strikeout for Scott Broker for Moose Jaw in the top of the 4th inning. 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 Barry's error and nobody left on base. After 3.5, Saskatoon 5, Moose Jaw 1. You're watching Barry's Baseball on FloCollege.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
We have a new pitcher again for Moose Jaw. We might see the bullpen get emptied out a little bit here, and a bunch of guys getting an inning each out there as Daniel Concepcion will come on and pitch here in the bottom of the 4th inning for Moose Jaw. Concepcion, right-hander, 6'1", 200 pounds from Calgary, coming off his freshman year. Let's see if we can find out where exactly he pitched that year, as the roster sheet does not tell me, and you don't see him here. All right, so we'll go without. We can tell you a little bit more though about Concepcion, as he'll face the number 9 hitter in the Barries lineup. Nick Stinson will lead it off. Stinson popped out to third base back in the 2nd inning, his first time up. For Daniel Concepcion, this will be appearance number 11 on the season, and his 3rd time facing the Berries. A couple of 1-inning appearances back on the 28th of June and the 3rd of July. Swing and a miss, strike 1 for Nick Stinson against Daniel Concepcion. He has an 0-1 record, a 13.50 earned run average, 9 1/3 innings pitched, has allowed 11 hits, 16 runs, 14 earned, struck out 10, walked 10. Inside to Stinson, 1 ball, 1 strike. Stinson hitting .333 in his last 7 games, including tonight. Bounced in, 2-1 the count on Stinson. 7 for 21 to comprise that 333 of late. A home run and 7 runs batted in the last 7 games. For the product of Kennesaw, Georgia. Down low, 3-1. Three-one pitch is outside, ball 4. Barry's got the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Back to the top of the order for Brock Laird. One for 2, singled in the 2nd inning. Struck out in the 1st. He's 5 for 11 now in his last 3 games, including tonight. He now has hits in 26 of his last 27 games. The Barry's leadoff man has had a heck of a summer. Concepcion had that off-speed pitch changeup kind of come out the top of his hand, and it was up high, ball 1. That's up and in, ball 2. That has the crowd oohing and ahhing. Laird hitting .342 for the summer. Taking advantage of the opportunities, coming off his freshman year at Southeastern Louisiana State. Fouled that one back. Southeastern Louisiana University, not Southeastern Louisiana State. My mistake. Southeastern Louisiana University in Hammond, Louisiana. 2-1 the count on Brock Laird. Ethan Murdoch, the right fielder, on deck. Big lead for Stinson, and then stepping off is Concepcion as Stinson was already moving back to first base. Stinson got a big walking lead and looked like he was going to take off. And then I think he kind of thought secondly about it, going, why isn't he looking at me? Started to go back to the bag. Up high again and inside, 3-1. Concepcion does have now 11 walks in 9 1/3 innings this year, so he's prone to some wildness, obviously. Three-one pitch, and that's down low, ball 4. So back-to-back walks for the first 2 men here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll bring up Ethan Murdoch. 1 for 2, singled in the 1st inning, flew out to right in his last inning. Murdoch again in a lot of top 10 categories in the league. Mentioned he was 10th in average coming into tonight. But right now we have a small meeting on the mound. Third baseman Rago. Second baseman Phillips, and the catcher Gary Swan out to chat with Daniel Concepcion. Murdoch hitting .363, right up to date. First pitch up high. No, he called it a strike. Took a little bit of time to make his decision. Should get used to that with umpire Kevin Cooley, the home plate umpire tonight. Stinson at second, Laird at first. Drew that curveball again, up high this time, 1-1. Laird from Swift Current. This is the swan song for him. He wants to finish off a champion if at all possible. Fastball up high, 2-1. Murdoch came into the game 10th in batting average, 5th in OPS, tied for 3rd in doubles, tied for 2nd in home runs with 14. He's now 4th in RBI behind his teammate Josh Henson with 62. Fifth in walks as he fouls this one off. Out of play down the right field side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You get the idea that Murdoch has been a good, consistent producer all season long. Although his last few games, he's tailed off a little bit. The hit in the first inning was just his second in the last 4 games, including tonight. 2 for 15 right now in that time, and hoping to find the stroke again. Concepcion's 2-2 is a breaking ball down low, and it's a full count. Guile Salinas on deck. 2 for 2 is Salinas. Concepcion's full count pitch. Murdoch sends it sky high. Shallow right field. Going back, the second baseman, right fielder coming on will make the catch. And that is out number 1. Right fielder Caden Ransom calling off Pacey Phillips on that play. So now Salinas, again, singled in the first, homered to left field in the third. Hit that out there about 375 feet, I think. Again, it's hard to know in this ballpark. Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field only has 3 measurement signs on the fence. 335 down each of the outfield lines, left and right. 400 to straightaway center. The power alleys are between 375 and 385, we're told. Called strike to Salinas. Again, warming up down the left field line in the Moose Jaw bullpen. Rowan Robinson getting some throwing in. Probably will come in next inning. Concepcion's pitch fouled back to the screen by Salinas, and he's behind 0-2. Mentioned Salinas leading the league in batting average. Hits this one in the air. Shallow right field coming on and making the catch is Caden Ransom. Everybody holds their bag. 2 away. Stinson at second, Laird on first with leadoff walks, and now Mason Rell up. Singled, scored in the last inning, stole a base included. Rell, this is his first game playing against Moose Jaw this season, coming in back in early July. East East haven't played since the 3rd of July. And that was before Rell showed up. Concepcion's pitch. Rell hits this one in the air. It's going to be a busy inning for the right fielder, Cade Ransom. He'll make all 3 outs for the Berries. He does so there, and that's the end of the bottom of the 4th. No runs, no hits. No Moose Jaw errors, and 2 runners left on base. After 4, Saskatoon 5, Moose Jaw 1. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today. Hey baseball fans.
Reese Bronze into the game, another affiliate player for the Saskatoon Berries, getting a chance to get some WCBL action, Saskatoon product. Saw action in a game late last season as well, after the Berries had clinched first place in their 46-9 campaign in 2025. Right-hander Reese Bronze in. He'll face Gary Swan, the Moose Jaw catcher. First pitch is an off-speed pitch down low, ball one. Swan fouled out to first baseman Gavin Panks back in the second inning. Pretty good night pitching. That's ball two for the starter, Scott Broker. On the inside corner for a strike, 2-1. Broker gave up 3 hits, 1 run unearned. Struck out 1, didn't walk anybody. Hit a batter though. Swing and a miss, strike 2 on Gary Swan. Neil Cole, the left fielder, and Michael Rago, the third baseman, on deck. Now, timeout called by Swan. Right at the last second, Bronze was about to kick into his delivery. That's ball 3. Close, but not quite, according to home plate umpire Kevin Cooley. Unofficially, Scott Broker threw 48 pitches. On the ground, Brock Laird scoops it, throws on to first. Plenty of time to get the catcher, Gary Swan, for first out here in the top of the 5th inning. As I started to say, unofficially, Scott Broker threw 48 pitches in his 4 innings of work. Neil Cole chatting up with Aidan Kilshaw. These two guys are probably both about the same age, 17 years old. Cole would have played for the Moose Jaw under 18 team. Kilshaw's played under 18 around here. Blocks the first pitch from Reese Bronze, down low, ball 1. Cole grounded into an inning-ending fielder's choice back in the top of the 2nd inning. That's a strike on the outside corner. 1-1. Third baseman Michael Rago on deck for Moose Jaw. Bronze's pitch. This one's hit to the right side and through for a base hit. 4th hit of the game for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. It'll bring up Rago, who walked, stole second, and then was caught trying to steal third back in the 3rd inning. Rago on a 3-game hitting streak coming into tonight. 5 for 12 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. Reese Bronze's first pitch to him is a called strike. Inside, 1-1. Neil Cole making it look like he might be wanting to take off and steal. He's got a pretty good sized lead over at first base. Bronze checking. Rago cues that foul at the plate, 1-2. Change up high, 2-2. Two pitch from Bronze, up high, full count to Rago. There's called strike 3 on Rago as he looked at a breaking pitch. Thought he was on his way to first, but no. It's the second out. So now to the top of the order, shortstop Ben Wallachek. Couple of fly ball outs for him so far tonight. Cole at first taking off. Kilshaw with the throw down to second, but not in time. Kilshaw came up with that pitch, kind of juggled it in his glove, and then threw sidearm down to second on a bounce. So Cole with a stolen base into second, and a ball 1 to Ben Wallachek. Bronze's 1-0 pitch. The changeup on the inside corner for a strike. Now Aiden Kilshaw will come out from behind the plate and hand the ball to Reese Bronze as they meet up for a quick chat. Very quick. May have been 5 words spoken total in that conversation, but the message is clear. Throw a strike, and he said okay. Forwards, okay. Gave him the benefit of a fifth. Line drive center field. Coming on, Nash Nichols will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. 1 hit for Moose Jaw in the top of the 5th inning. No runs, though, no Barry's errors, and 1 runner left on base. We're halfway through, 4.5 innings done. 5-1 Saskatoon with the lead. You're listening to Barry's, or you're watching Barry's baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Fourth pitcher of the night for the head coach of the Moose Jaw Miller Express, Michael Gonzalez. Rowan Robinson coming into the ball game. Tall, 6'5", 210-pound right-hander out of Calgary, coming off his junior year at Missouri Valley College. Rowan Robinson has been a busy man out of the bullpen. This will be his 13th appearance. He's made a couple of starts, actually. Has a 1-2 record, an 8.88 earned run average, 24 in the 3rd innings pitched. Allowed 32 hits, 24 runs, all earned. Struck out 13, walked 15. His first pitch to Gavin Panks. High and tight, ball 1. Panks, 1 for 2, singled and scored in the 2nd inning, flew out to center in the 3rd. Breaking ball inside, 2-0. Robinson actually started here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field back on the 4th of June. Panks on the ground. Second baseman Pacey Phillips up with it. Will throw on to first. 1 away. In that game, Robinson threw 5 1/3 innings, allowed 5 hits, no runs, struck out 1. made a couple of relief appearances against the Berries back on the 28th of June. 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits allowed, 1 run allowed earned, walked 1. That was at Rosswells Park in Moose Jaw. And then back on the 3rd of July here in Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field, Robinson pitched 2 2/3 innings, allowed 6 hits, 6 runs all earned, struck out 3 and walked 1. His first pitch to Josh Henson is low and away, ball 1. Henson with a couple of doubles. A run scored, an RBI. Fastball up high, 2-0. Henson, another guy from Southeastern Louisiana University coming off his freshman year, is going to enjoy the summertime here because it gave him a lot of opportunity to play and to get some at-bats that he did not get in Hammond, Louisiana back in the winter in his freshman season. 2-1 the count. Swing and a miss. Count even at 2-2. Aiden Kilshaw, the catcher, on deck. Bullpens are quiet on both sides. Off-speed pitch hit down the line in left field, and it's in fair and off the fence. And this is a 3rd double of the game for Josh Henson. Climbing up the leaderboard in the league in doubles tonight, up to 13 all of a sudden. 1-out double. Tenth hit of the night for the Berries. Brings up Aiden Kilshaw. Singled and scored in the 2nd inning. Struck out in the 3rd. 3rd different pitcher he's facing tonight. The double came against the starter, Hayden Simon. The single came against the starter, Hayden Simon. Struck out against Jordan Bauer in the 3rd. Now faces Rowan Robinson. First pitch outside, ball 1. And I think the pitcher in inning thing is going to happen again in the 6th for Moose Jaw. As we now have a young man warming up down the left field line. Outside, 2-0. Jake Hicks is standing on the bullpen mound. Well, just off of it, actually. Watching right now, not throwing as of yet. That might start happening when the Moose Jaw's up to bat in the top of the 6th inning. That gets away from the catcher Swan to the backstop. And on to third base is Josh Henson. Wild pitcher, pass ball. Pass ball is because Swan just kind of stabbed at it and missed it. 3-0 on Kilshaw. 17-year-old. Yeah, he may play for the junior national team, but he better be taken all the way here, I would think. Nope, he swings at it and missed. Strike 1. Wonder if Joe Carnahan says something to him in the dugout when he comes back. That 3-0 pitch, we can take that. 1 away, 3-1 the count. Line drive, left center field. That's down for a hit. 6-1 as Josh Henson will score easily from third. Kilshaw digging for 2, and he's in there safely. Three runs batted in tonight for Aiden Kilshaw. We'll bring up Nash Nichols, who has a couple of fly balls to center field so far tonight. Nichols in his last 4 games is 2 for 14. He'd like to get the bat unlimbered and get some safe hits going into the postseason. Ball 1 low. The lights have come on in the press box. 1-0 pitch up high to Nash Nichols. I don't mind it, actually. I'll tell you that. I don't mind the lights actually coming on. As long as there's no mosquitoes around, we're fine. We're fine. Fouled off at the plate. 2-1. I'm told our public address announcer, Simon Hyatt, is the one who wants the lights to be on, and I'm fine with it. 2-2, that was a called strike. This is drawing gales of laughter from folks. I don't understand why.
I also very much want to come on with you sometime.
Oh, he does.
Debate whether or not pitcher errors should lead to earned runs or unearned runs.
I think they're earned runs myself.
No?
No?
Runs all the way.
Oh, okay.
As soon as the pitcher lets go of the ball.
Strikeout there, Nichols. Yeah, go back and do your job, Simon. You're the PA announcer. Nichols struck out. 2 outs. Must be the last game of the regular season. The wheels are falling off. What is going on? Nick Stinson at the plate. Stinson 0 for 1, walked his last time up. Pops this one high in the air, in behind home plate. Swan back and will make the catch. And that's the end of the inning. For the Saskatoon Berries in the bottom of the 5th inning, a run on 2 hits. There were no Moose Jaw errors, 1 runner left on base. After 5, it is Saskatoon 6, Moose Jaw 1. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Reese Bronze comes on again here in the top of the 6th inning for a 2nd inning of relief for the Saskatoon Berries. Final night of the regular season in the WCBL. The playoffs or the postseason will start on Friday. Bronze will face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Moose Jaw in the top of the 6th. Second baseman Pacey Phillips, first baseman Braden Bonnell, and DH Jimmy Kurtz. Out of town tonight, Regina in the first game of a doubleheader leads 6-5 over Weyburn. That's a 7-inning game, and right now Weyburn has a runner on second, the tying run in that game, trying to tie it up. Lethbridge leads Brooks 5-0 in the bottom of the 4th. Swift Current up 2-1 on Medicine Hat in the top of the 5th. Okotoks leads Energy City 2-0 in the top of the 3rd. As the first pitch from Reese Bronze to Pacey Phillips in for a strike. Phillips 0 for 2. Fastball low, 1-1. Sylvan Lake leads Fort McMurray 4-0 in the top of the 3rd. All 12 teams in action. There's another game in the doubleheader between Weyburn and Regina to come as that pitch is outside to Phillips, 2-1. Pacey Phillips with his lone home run of the season hits a line drive into center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Robert Saskatchewan product makes it on. 5th hit of the game for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. And once again, we're going to have another half inning in which it's not a clean 1-2-3 out inning. There has been only 3 batters come up to bat in an inning once so far tonight. That was in the 3rd. And it was Michael Rago getting thrown out stealing 3rd that allowed that to happen. Phillips on the move, hit through the left side into the hole in left field, and Phillips puts on the brakes as he made a wide turnaround second, realized that the left fielder Stinson was right there. So back-to-back singles for Moose Jaw. First and second with nobody out, and Jimmy Kurtz, the DH, up against Reese Bronze. Kurtz singled his last time up in the 4th inning, then was doubled off when Caden Ransom hit into a twin killing. Reese Bronze's pitch is a outside ball 1. I was going to call that a changeup. It almost looked like a knuckleball. Didn't look like there was a lot of spin on that. Fastball outside, 2-0. Again, we have action down the left field line in the Moose Jaw bullpen, sort of. Expecting another pitching change in the bottom of the 6th for the Miller Express on the final night of the regular season. Outside again, 3-0 to Jimmy Kurtz with Caden Ransom, the right fielder, on deck. Pitch upcoming. Kurtz looks at a strike, taking all the way. These teams have played in the postseason each of the 2 years that the Berries have been in the league. In 2024, Moose Jaw won in 3 games in the division final. There's a strike on the outside corner. Bring the count full at 3-2. And then last year, in the East Division semifinal round, the Berries won in 3 games over Moose Jaw, with the unforgettable grand slam home run in extra innings by Carter Beck in Game 3. Full count pitch with runners on first and second and nobody out. Now Braun's going to whirl and fire to second as Pacey Phillips was dancing around off the bag. Brock Laird snuck in behind to the bag. Barry's shortstop. He's still close. Phillips inching off. 3-2 pitch is high and away, and that'll load the bases up. Caden Ransom, the right fielder, coming up. A couple of ground balls that have turned into 3 outs for him in his 2 at-bats tonight. Grounded into a double play back in the 4th inning. This will be the 8th different hitter that Bronze has faced in his appearance. Still looking for his first out here of the 6th inning. Pitch on the inside corner for a strike to Ransom. Oh for 5 in his last 3 games. Swing and a miss. 2 strikes. Jacob Mraz, the center fielder, is on deck. He's the last of the Moose Jaw 9 in the batting order tonight to get a chance to face Reese Bronze. Bronze up 2 strikes on Caden Ransom. And fouled off. Killshot doesn't hang on. Count holds at 2 strikes. Now time called by Ransom as Bronze was just getting himself ready to go. Out of the full windup. 2 strike pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for Reese Bronze. 1 away here in the top of the 6th inning. And now Jacob Mraz, who's 1 for 2. Singled in the 2nd inning, struck out his last time up, facing Barry's starter tonight, Scott Broker. Mraz 5 for 15 on the season head-to-head against the Berries. Takes the ball low, ball 1. A home run and 3 RBI against Saskatoon for Mraz. That's on the outside corner, at the knees, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's a change up and a called strike, 1-2. Catcher Gary Swan on deck. And now Bronze stepped off, gets back on. Ready to go. 1-2 pitch. Lined. Salinas can't come up with it, off the tip of his glove into right field. 1 run will score as Murdoch's throw will come all the way to the plate. Bases stay loaded as Mraz drives in his 24th run of the summer. Braden Bonnell to third, Jimmy Kurtz to second. Still 1 away. And now Gary Swan, who's 0 for 2. Moose Jaw catcher. First pitch from Bronze is a called strike, high in the zone. Left fielder Neil Cole is on deck for Moose Jaw. 6-2 the score now. Fastball in for strike 2. On the ground, Salinas flipped to second for 1, on to first, in time, double play to get out of the inning. 4-6-3 on the double play, second one turned by the Berries tonight. Gets Reese Bronze out of a bit of a jam here in the top of the 6th inning. Moose Jaw scores a run on 3 hits. There were no Berries errors and 2 runners left on base. After 5.5, Saskatoon 6, Moose Jaw 2. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Another new pitcher for Moose Jaw here coming up in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jake Hicks coming on, right-hander. 6'3", 210-pound from Louisville, Kentucky, coming off his junior year at Spalding University. For Jake Hicks, this will be appearance number 13 on the year, including a couple against the Saskatoon Berries. An inning back on the 22nd of June here at Next Gen Patch. Gave up 5 hits, 4 runs all earned, struck out 1, walked 1. And at home on the 4th of July, pitched an inning, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. Hicks has 2 losses to his credit, a 17.12 earned run average. Facing the top of the Berries order, the right-hander's first pitch is down low and bounced in to Brock Laird, ball 1. Laird 1 for 2 officially. Walked his last time up in the 4th inning. Hicks in 13 2/3 innings has allowed 31 hits, 30 runs, 26 of them earned. Has struck out 19. Laird hits one into right center field. Going back, and off the fence. Unable to come up with it was the right fielder. Laird around second. He's heading for third. He will get in there with a head first dive. A leadoff triple in the bottom of the 6th inning for Brock Laird. Right fielder Caden Ransom went back to the fence but couldn't come up with the ball. It hit the fence on the fly, stayed in the ballpark, but 1 base short of a home run, a triple for Brock Laird, as that is his 3rd 3-base hit of the year. Just to finish up, Hicks with 19 strikeouts and 7 walks in 13 2/3 innings. Ethan Murdoch up. First pitch to him, a changeup upstairs, ball 1. Murdoch 1 for 3. 7 for 29 in the season series against Moose Jaw, including 7 runs batted in. He'll foul that back to the screen on another changeup, 1-1. Murdoch does have a home run against Moose Jaw this year, one of his 14. Breaking ball outside, 2-1. Murdoch's hit a couple of fly balls to right field. Caden Ransom has been able to track them down. Bounced in, blocked by the catcher Swan. 3-1 the count. Giles Salinas on deck. That's fouled off out of play. Full count now to Ethan Murdoch. Full count pitch, and then changeup is a called strike 3. And Murdoch is a strikeout victim, strikeout number 1, and the first out. Runner on third. Salinas 2 for 3. 12 for 30 in the season series against Moose Jaw. A home run and 7 runs batted in. First pitch is down low for a ball. One-0 pitch, Salinas in the air, left center field, and that one will drop in for a base hit. Laird will trot home, and into second with a double is Giles Salinas, and now he is just a triple short of hitting for the cycle. Single in the first, home run in the third. He has the double now here in the 6th inning, and a second run batted in. He'll likely get one more chance to bat in this game, with a chance to hit a triple and to hit for the cycle. Get one of everything. Mason Rell now coming up, 1 for 3. Salinas trying to clinch that batting crown as Rell with a called strike against him. Right now, Guile Salinas is average at .416. Cal Gates of Okotoks came into tonight at .410. Connor Croson of the Dogs was third at .403. Down low to Rell, 1-1. Bottom of the 6th inning on a pleasant night here at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. Mostly cloudy skies, 18 degrees Celsius, 64 Fahrenheit. Wind has died down west at 12. Stolen base as Salinas takes third without drawing a throw from catcher Gary Swan. Pitch was a ball, 2-1 to Rell, who's 1 for 3. On the ground, shortstop Wallachek up with it. He'll throw on to first, but in to score and make it 8-2 now is Guile Salinas. RBI for Rell. Run batted in, number 21 of the season. Or of the summer. 2 away brings up Gavin Panks. Pitch outside, ball 1 from Jake Hicks, 5th pitcher of the night for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. They started Hayden Simon. He went 2, and now everybody else is going to throw an inning. It looks like. Outside 2-0 to Panks. 1 for 3, singled and scored in the 2nd inning. $12 for 24 in the season against Moose Jaw for Panks coming into this at bat. He takes a strike, 2 balls and a strike. 6 runs batted in head to head against the Miller Express for the first year summer player. This one's hit on a line and slicing away from the center fielder who dives and can't come up with it. Panks is making his way to second. He'll be in there safely. Berries have had a bunch of extra base hits tonight. 3 of them in this inning. A triple for Laird, a double for Salinas, and now a double for Panks. It'll bring up Josh Henson, who has 3 doubles on his own. 14 hits on the night for the Berries. First pitch to Henson is down low, ball 1. 8 of the Berries' 14 hits have been for extra bases. 6 doubles, a triple, and a home run. Henson a perfect 3 for 3. On the ground, that'll get through into left field, a base hit. Around third and coming on home is Gavin Panks. The throw to the plate off the cutoff man's glove. Gets on through to the catcher, but not in time. Panks scores an RBI for Josh Henson with the single. That's RBI number 64 on the season for him. 3 runs in the inning. And we're going to have a visit to the mound from the pitching coach, Jeff Freeborn. So Jeff Freeborn comes out and chats with Jake Hicks, who's gotten roughed up a little bit here in the bottom of the 6th inning as they've given up 4 hits and 3 runs. With Aiden Kilshaw, the catcher, coming up, the 7th man to hit in this inning. 9-2 the score. Berries have opened it up a little bit here. Pitching coach Jeff Freeborn having some words with home plate umpire Kevin Cooley. Not overly excited maybe about the strike zone. 2 out, runner on first. Hicks's pitch low and away to Aiden Kilshaw, ball 1. Kilshaw 2 for 3. He has one of those doubles tonight. He's also driven in 3 runs. Down low, 2-0. Kilshaw had only played in one previous game against Moose Jaw this year and was 1 for 2. So he's 3 for 5 on the season against them, as that one's down and in, 3-0. Kilshaw has hits now in 4 of his last 5 games. Has driven in 10 runs in that time. 3-0 pitch taken all the way for a strike. This time he takes 3-0. He's learned his lesson from the last time. The 3-1 pitch on the ground, second base, and flipped to second for the final out. But the Berries score 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning on 4 hits. There were no Moose Jaw errors and 1 runner left on base. After 6, it is Saskatoon 9 and Moose Jaw 2 as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Quick peek at the unofficial line score through 6 innings of play for the Saskatoon Berries. 9 runs on 15 hits. They've committed 1 error and have left 7 runners on base. Moose Jaw with 2 runs on 7 hits. They have not committed an error. They've left 5 runners on base. Top of the 7th inning. Miller Express with their 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up on the final night of the regular season. Neil Cole, 1 for 2, singled his last time up, facing Reese Bronze. Hits the first pitch in the air, center field. Nash Nichols coming on, dives forward, makes the catch. Nichols covers a lot of ground out in center field and makes a nice play to get the first out at the top of the 7th inning. Michael Rago now struck out back in the 5th inning, 0 for 1, walked in the 3rd. He's 4 for 19 on the season series against the Berries, head to head, with 2 runs batted in. First pitch called strike. Now there is some action down the right field line in the bullpen in the Barrie side behind Reese Bronze. That one's outside, 1-1. Joe Carnahan, I'm sure, would like to get through the top of the 7th inning with Bronze before he makes another pitching change, but he's probably got Bronze on a pitch count of some kind. That's up and in, 2-1. Leadoff man Ben Wallachek on deck for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, 0 for 3 tonight. This one's nubbed towards right field. Salinas ranges, makes the play, and on to first in time. That one sounded like it was off the end of the bat and made sort of a clunk more so than a nice thud, solid thud with the ball. 2 away, and up comes Ben Wallachek. Five for 27 head-to-head against the Berries this year, which really surprises me when I check that out. He takes a called strike from Reese Bronze. Considering Wallachek came into the game hitting .343, 5 for 27 against the Berries is somewhat surprising. Again, the math, 5 for 27 is 185. And 59 for 175 is, tick, tick, 337 now. It's quite a difference. Fouls that back onto the screen. 1-2 the count on Ben Wallachek. From Wichita, Kansas. 5'10", 171 pound. Wallachek chokes up on the bat quite a bit there. Takes a ball, 2-2. First time I've noticed this tonight. The top line on the scoreboard at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field is Deuces Wild. Wallachek hits this one up the middle. That'll get through for a base hit. So a 2-out single, the 8th hit of the game for Moose Jaw. Bring up Pacey Phillips, who singled and scored last inning for the Miller Express. 1 for 3 on the night. 4 for 12 in the season series against the Berries. Wallachek, who's second in the league in stolen bases with 34 on first, behind only his record-setting teammate Thomas Soto, who's not in the lineup tonight. Bronze is pitched down low and outside to Pacey Phillips, ball 1. Soto with 49 stolen bases to break the league's single-season record. Swing and a miss by Pacey Phillips, 1-1. Wallachek at first. Fakes as if he's going to go. Pitch from Bronze down low to Phillips is 2 balls, 1 strike. Braden Bennell, the first baseman, on deck. Phillips lines this one into left field and on to make the catch. Another sliding catch on his knees in left center field is Nash Nichols. No runs for Moose Jaw in the top of the 7th. 1 hit, no Berries errors, 1 runner left on base. Going to the 7th inning stretch, it is Saskatoon 9, Moose Jaw 2. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With 15 locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
Bottom of the 7th inning. And another new pitcher for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. And this is a guy who hits. One of the best in the business on this team. William Edwards from Australia. 3rd in WCBL MVP voting in 2025 as an outfielder. Great batting average. Not sure if he's done any pitching this year. Might have to have a look here. Hang on a second. I think this is going to be a first for William Edwards, who hit .325 with 2 home runs and 54 runs batted in. Right-hander. First pitch, Nash Nichols waves at that as he was fooled. Strike 1. Nichols 0 for 3 tonight. 4 for 18 in the season series against Moose Jaw. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Couple of home runs and 3 RBI for Nichols head-to-head against Moose Jaw. Oh, this is his first game as a pitcher is for William Edwards. Michael Gonzalez, the head coach, says, okay, let's stop using our arms. We got the guys in that we had to get in. Now we're going to get him in, and somebody else warming up down the right field line might be another position player getting a chance to pitch here before this night is done in the 8th inning. 1-2 pitch. Nichols, hot shot. It's past a diving Wallachek. It's short into left field, and a base hit. Single number, or hit number 16 of the game for Saskatoon. Nick Stinson will come to the plate. 0 for 2 with a walk. He's 9 for 25 head-to-head against Moose Jaw this year. Couple of RBI, 360 average. Garen Plummer is warming up. And again, that's another guy who's a pretty good hitter who does a lot of catching, DHing. Plays first base for this team. Hit .354 during the year. I don't think he's pitched. Nope. So if there's a bottom of the 8th inning, assuming the Berries don't get the mercy rule invoked, they're only 3 runs from getting to a 10-run lead. Stinson looks at the ball inside. Stinson back up the middle. Fielded at second. Touch the bag. Throw on to first. In time, the double play. Good job by Pacey Phillips to get the double play. 4-3 for the first out. And the second out. So it's the bottom of the 7th inning. Back to the top of the order for Brock Laird. 2 for 3, tripled and scored his last time up. Laird 9 for 28 in the season series. Takes a called strike from William Edwards. Just past the 2-hour mark in our game here this evening. Laird fouls that up and out of play. High on the screen. 2 strikes quickly on Laird. This one is into this hole that's short. Nice fielding play and the long throw in time. Good play by the shortstop, Ben Wallachek, to backhand that, moving to his right, sprinting and firing accurately to first base. For the Berries in the bottom of the 7th inning, no runs, 1 hit. There were no Moose Jaw errors and nobody left on base. After 7, Saskatoon 9 and Moose Jaw 2 as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Third pitcher of the evening for the Saskatoon Berries now coming on. It'll be Jackson Fraser coming out of the bullpen for the Berries. 1 loss to his record, an 18.56 earned run average. Jackson Fraser will be making his 7th appearance tonight. 5 in the 3rd innings pitched. He's allowed 8 hits, 13 runs, 11 of them earned, has struck out 5 and walked 15. Jackson Fraser, 6'5", 230-pound right-hander, will face the meat of the Moose Jaw order here, and his first pitch is down low, ball 1. To Braden Bunnell, who has been in on base all 3 previous times, doubled in the 1st inning, hit by a pitch and scored in the 4th, singled in the 6th inning. Right-handed hitter. Pitch up high, ball 2 from Jackson Fraser. Fraser from Buena Vista, Saskatchewan, coming off his senior year at Northern Kentucky University. 2-0 pitch. Low and away, ball 3. Jimmy Kurtz, the DH. Caden Ransom, the right fielder. Scheduled to hit here for Moose Jaw in the top of the 8th inning. The 3-0 pitch on the inside corner for a strike, taken all the way by Braden Bunnell, 3-1. Fastball, low, ball 4. Leadoff walk. So now it'll be Jimmy Kurtz, who's 1 for 2, singled in the 4th, walked in the 6th. Facing Jackson Fraser. Fraser out of the stretch. Swing and a miss by Kurtz, strike 1. Fraser's 25 years old. Fastball inside, ball 1, 1-1. 5 years of college ball for Jackson Fraser. High and away, ball 2, 2-1. First 2 years for Jackson with Louisiana State University, the Eunice campus. And the last 3 with Northern Kentucky University in Erlanger, Kentucky. Hit in the air, straight away center field. Nash Nichols waits for it there. He'll make the catch. And retreating back to first base is Braden Bunnell, who again has been on base all 4 times that he's been to the plate today for Moose Jaw. He hasn't had a lot of company in that respect with the rest of the order. And again, Moose Jaw sitting out a lot of their top players. So 1 away here in the top of the 8th. Jackson Fraser's first pitch is on the inside corner, strike 1. To Caden Ransom, who's 0 for 3. Biggest crowd in Barrie's history on tap here tonight, 2,360 for the third-year franchise. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Caden Ransom, Jacob Mraz, the center fielder, on deck. Great crowd on hand for the final game of the regular season. Hope a lot of them come back for the postseason starting Friday. 2-strike pitch down low, ball 1, 1-2 to Ransom. Mentioned the Moose Jaw guys that are not in the lineup. Chris Franks in the outfield, Eduardo Saenz, the third baseman, Thomas Soto, the shortstop, Garen Plummer, catcher first baseman, not in dressing here, or not playing tonight at least. That one's high and off the glove of Killshot to the backstop, and taking second is Braden Bunnell on pitch that becomes 2-2. Wild pitch, I assume, yes. William Edwards, also a big part of this team, not playing, although he had just finished the last half inning pitching for Moose Jaw for the first time this season. Jackson Fraser's 2-2 pitch, swatted into the ground. Chopper, Laird fields it, gets it on to first in time. A slow chopper, and Laird charges, and his throw beats Caden Ransom for the second out. Holding his ground at second base is Braden Bunnell. But those are 5 pretty significant players not in the Moose Jaw lineup tonight that would normally be in there, and as part of the lineup that won 41 games this year. First place finish in the WCBL's East Division. Now Jacob Mraz, who's 2 for 3. On the ground, first pitch swinging. Gavin Panks up with it, will flip to Fraser, who will touch the bag, and that's the end of the inning. A leadoff walk is stranded by Jackson Fraser. No runs, no hits. No Barrie's errors, 1 runner left on base after 7.5. Saskatoon 9, Moose Jaw 2. You're watching Barrie's baseball on FloCollege. Well, another position player pitching here for the Moose Jaw Miller Express in the bottom of the 8th inning. Garen Plummer is listed on the roster as a catcher, but he's also done some first base, DHing. A very good hitter, 354 a hitter during the season, 57 hits and 161 at-bats, 6 home runs and 47 runs batted in. But he's pitching here in the bottom of the 8th inning for Moose Jaw. First time he'll do that this season, with his team down by 7 in a game that, well, again, really means nothing in the standings, as the Berries look to win the season series. This is the 8th and final meeting. They've won 4 of the previous 7 and can take the season series 5-3 if they can hang on to this 7-run lead that they have right now. Ethan Murdoch to lead it off against right-hander Garen Plummer. The first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Murdoch 1 for 4, singled in the first inning. Plummer drops down, different looking arm angle, down low, 1-1. Change up in for strike 2. And he swings and misses and strikes out. 1 away in the bottom of the 8th. So now Giles Salinas, 3 for 4, a single, a home run, and a double. He's a triple away from hitting for the cycle. I believe that's happened once before in Barrie's history, and that would be Carter Beck doing that. On the inside corner for a strike on Salinas. The fans don't like the call because Salinas turned away from the pitch because it was in tight. He's only been hit by a pitch 29 times this year. Only. That one gets away from the catcher all the way to the backstop, but nobody on base, 1-1. One pitch. Salinas hacks it into right field, a base hit. He'll have to stop it first as the right fielder has the ball, and it's a 4 for 5 night for Giles Salinas, who looks like he's going to win the WCBL batting title for the regular season. Mason Rell now up. Called strike from first pitch. Rell 1 for 4. Singled and scored in the 3rd inning. Has an RBI. A ground out that brought in Salinas. Now this one's lined into left field. It'll get down and get past the left fielder Cole. All the way to the fence. Salinas is around second, around third. He'll come home. Rell will pull into second. And making it 10-2 is Giles Salinas, scoring all the way from first base on a ball that hit and then scooted away. They're going to call that an error. It's a single and an error for Mason Rell, as he'll get to second base, and the run scores because of the error. The first miscue of the night defensively for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. So 18 hits on the night for the Berries. Pitch inside to Aiden Kilshaw. Or make that Gavin Panks is up now. Ball 1, 2 for 4. A couple of runs scored, a single and a double. And that gets away from Gary Swan to the backstop. Rell on to third. 2-0 the count. Wild pitch. from position player turned pitcher here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Garen Plummer. Two-0 pitch is a called strike, 2-1. 1 out, a runner on third. Josh Henson on deck. That's up high. 3-1 the count on Gavin Panks. Henson on deck is a perfect 4 for 4 tonight. Hot shot through into right field, a base hit. In to score is Mason Rell to make it 11-2. And the 12th run potentially is on first. And if Gavin Panks gets home here in the bottom of the 8th inning, that'll be a 10-run lead, and the mercy rule will be invoked and the game will be over. Josh Henson to the plate. As I mentioned, he's 4 for 4. 10 for 29 in the season series against Moose Jaw. 3 doubles and a single for the Berries' third baseman. Fouls the first pitch off, strike 1. Long drive right field, but going to be caught, not having to move very much, was the right fielder Caden Ransom on that. A well-hit ball by Josh Henson, but 2 outs now in the inning. And it'll bring up Aiden Kilshaw, who's 2 for 4 with 3 runs batted in tonight. And now Michael Gonzalez, the head coach, will come out, and we're going to get one more pitching change, because I think we're going to get one more position player come on and pitch. And don't be surprised if this is Thomas Soto, normally the shortstop, the guy at the league's stolen base king with 49, and I see a 2 on the back of the jersey. And yes, indeed, Thomas Soto is going to pitch. Try and get the third out. 3 position players, Edwards, Plummer, and now Soto, all pitching tonight for Moose Jaw. This is the 8th pitcher that they have used in the ball game. Plummer gives up 3 hits, still responsible for the runner on base. Has a strikeout. Faced 5 batters. And Garen Plummer threw, give me a second, 16 pitches unofficially. So Thomas Soto now coming on. Right-handed thrower. Great season for him, .359 batting average. 80 hits in 223 at-bats. 4 home runs, 47 runs batted in. 49 stolen bases and was caught stealing 9 times. So 49 for 58 for Soto. And again, this will be a first for him this season, being a pitcher. From Round Rock, Texas, coming off his junior year at the University of Texas at Dallas. 5'10", 170. Soto on to face Aiden Kilshaw. Gavin Panks, the runner on first for the Berries, with 2 out. First pitch swinging on the ground. Be picked by the second baseman and on to first. Pacey Phillips to Braden Bunnell for the 3rd out. That was quick. Thomas Soto gets the 1 pitch in and gets to say he gets a pitching stat. 2 runs for the Berries in the bottom of the 8th on 3 hits. There was 1 Moose Jaw error, I should say, and 1 runner left on base. After 8, Saskatoon 11, Moose Jaw 2. You're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. Carter Kopp will come on to pitch the top of the 9th inning for the Berries. Saskatoon product. Has been improving as the season has gone on, as the summer has gone on. For Carter Kopp, this will be his 12th appearance, all out of the bullpen. No record. A 5.11 earned run average, 12 in the 3rd innings pitched, allowed 20 hits, 11 runs, 7 earned, struck out 8 and walked 6. It'll be the bottom 3rd of the Moose Jaw order coming up to face Carter Kopp. Catcher Gary Swan, left fielder Neil Cole, and 3rd baseman Michael Rago. First pitch to Swan is inside, ball 1. Swan 0 for 3 tonight. 4 for 14 on the season against the Berries with a home run and 4 runs batted in. Ball 2, 2-0. Home plate umpire Kevin Cooley. Foul back off the screen. 2-1 the count. Here's Kopp with the 2-1 pitch. Called strike 2. Long fly ball center field going back. Nichols, he's got room in the deepest part of the ballpark, short of the warning track, makes the catch for the first out. So now it's the left fielder Neil Cole, the affiliate call-up. 1 for 3, singled and stole a base back in the 5th inning. He's 2 for 6 in his chances to play with the Miller Express in the WCBL. Facing a veteran in Carter Kopp, who's an original member of the Berries. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Kopp joined this team for the first year of the Berries' existence in 2024, and this is the Berries' 3rd year and Kopp's 3rd year here. And he also pitched in 2023 with the Fort McMurray Giants. Cued foul. Quickly Kopp ahead. 2 strikes on Neil Cole. Crowd at 2,360. Largest all time. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Kopp gets a strikeout. 2 away here Down to the final out for Moose Jaw in the top of the 9th inning. And Michael Rago, who's 0 for 2, a 3-game hitting streak on the line. Doesn't sound like much, but you got to start somewhere. And really, it's not a streak until you've hit 3 games. Back-to-back games, everybody does that, or so it seems. Down low to Rago with the first pitch from Kopp, ball 1. That's a called strike, 1-1. Swing and a miss on a changeup. 1-2 down to the final strike for the Moose Jaw Miller Express tonight. One-two pitch to Michael Rago. Low and away. Ball 2. Fans were worked up into a frenzy, looking for the end of the ball game. Deuce is wild on the top line of the scoreboard at Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and low for ball 3, a full count. Fans wanted that one to be strike 3, but not so, says umpire Kevin Cooley. Full count pitches outside. He'll walk him, and it'll bring Ben Wallachek to the plate. His 5th plate appearance of the night. 1 for 4. He singled his last time up. Wallachek 5 for his last 13, including a 4 for 4 last night against Weyburn. Mason Rell plays even with the bag at 3rd. This is rolled right to Rell. Across the diamond, and that's it. End of the regular season for the Saskatoon Berries. They win it tonight by a score of 11-2 for Moose Jaw. In the top of the 9th, no runs, no hits, no Berries errors, 1 runner left on base. 11-2 the final. Berries 5 wins out of 8 games head-to-head against Moose Jaw this year, but will finish in 2nd place, and they'll start the postseason coming up on Friday night here against the defending WCBL champion Regina Red Sox. We'll come back in a moment with the final totals. Again, 11-2 Saskatoon over Moose Jaw tonight as you're watching Berries baseball on FloCollege. We're back to wrap things up from Next Gen Patch at Cairns Field. The Saskatoon Berries finished the season here at their run for give me so for the Express 2 runs. Scott. It's the largest ever. In a game that took 2 hours. Champion. I will be with you. Until Friday night. Verna.